Welcome to another amazing episode of Personal Development Junkies. I am Ryan S. Harvey, the Great.
Okay, and I am Warren Styles Harvey.
Yeah, and this episode is very special because we have the Kansas City People's Choice Award winner, my little brother, what was it, the artist? Visual artist. The visual artist. So today we're going to talk about commitment because I don't really think my little brother really touches on his commitment to his craft as much as he should. It's a very valuable attribute he has been able to teach himself over the years. That is so dope to see somebody being so committed to their craft, and for people to acknowledge that on a citywide platform. So tell us how you feel about that.
I'm grateful. I'm always grateful. That's what I stand for, gratitude.
Yeah.
I was grateful. I was happy. I'm still happy about it. It's just that recognition, that acknowledgement for the work that I do in private. It just lets me know the impact that I'm heard, that I'm felt, and that's why I do it. I do it for me, and it feels good, and it's in my heart. Mm-hmm. But what also helps that commitment is seeing that other people connect with it, and it speaks to them, and you know what I mean, like on a high vibrational type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful. It just lets me know that I'm in my bag. Yeah. I already knew it, but on this journey to manifesting the success that I desire, these things help. Just like when I post stuff and people show love, that helps.
Yeah.
That helps, and it just helps me dive deeper, experiment,
but
whatnot.
But go deeper, bro, because
deeper.
I don't think a lot of people know, how deep your commitment level is to your craft. We, a lot of us, for instance, we get so distracted by looking a certain way or having a particular type of clothing, being seen with a particular group or being seen at social events. Mm-hmm. Whether it be working or not even knowing who you are as a person. There's so many things that distract us from being that committed person to a craft, any craft.
Yeah. Just
talk about, for real, that commitment, because people don't really know why you might be playing around on a Saturday night, Friday night, Sunday night, whatever it might be, going out on dates, kicking it, all that, you still painting. You honestly, if you go out and do other things, I've heard you say that all I'm thinking about is how much time I'm missing that I could be painting.
Yeah.
Right? And so when we talk about commitment, when people talk about how much they want things to happen for themselves, how important is it for that commitment to be intact?
It's imperative. Like with anything that you want to accomplish, anything that you want to create in life, you have to be committed. Even on a small scale, like painting the painting, I got to be committed. And if I'm not committed, I'm going to stop at some point and I'm not going to finish it. And if I never finish a piece, then I wouldn't be seen as an artist, Commitment. And I wouldn't even see myself. Actually, it would be a disservice for me to not finish pieces, because then I will start to see that in myself, incomplete, that I'm not capable. But commitment is imperative, because what we do each and every day, or however much we can, how often we can, it creates an energy. And the more you feed that energy, the more it grows and it impacts your life. So a lot of times, if we're doing something that we love to do, you want to get something out of it. And in order to get something out of it, you have to build that energy. You have to feed that energy with commitment. The more you think, the more you act according to what you desire, the more you can bring that to life. And so it's is absolutely important. And for me, I don't really think about it so much because it's me and it's so a part of my life. I've been painting for a long time now, you know what I mean? And so it's just, and it took a journey for me to really submit to it in a sense. It took a journey for me to really give myself. Like, I didn't give myself like this when I first started. I had to do it and do it and do it and really commit to just saying yes to creating. And from that, I was able to give myself. From that, I was able to see more in myself. From that, I was able to believe in myself. I was able to create even more, evolve even more, go deeper even more because of how much I was saying yes. Because the more you say yes, you give yourself a chance to believe more about yourself. Hey, for real. Hey, yes, man, bro. Hey, right when I started saying yes, I was like, I know he's going to bring that up. But commitment. Because I'm about to go. Okay. Commitment is important, and I'm just grateful that the journey that I'm on is allowed me to be committed to this thing that I love so much. It's important to be committed to something that makes you happy, that fulfills you, because it can open so many doors that your mind can't even imagine. It can do so much because actually God has placed it inside you. And if you stay committed to what God has placed inside of you, then you are allowing God to move in your life and open doors that are supposed to be open because you're using that which God has placed. You feel me?
That's facts.
And I feel that connection to art, and that's why I represent it. You know what I mean? That's why I'd rather be at home and painting, because I feel the best that I desire to feel in that place, in my studio, in that creation process. Is so much more fulfilling than going out. And if I do go out, it has to be something connected to my passion. I love the two-step. When things were happening in the world, I would go out two-stepping often. I went out two-stepping because it was connecting to what I loved. And I was able to be fulfilled. I was able to go into that zone, that energy, and let go. And the more I let go in my arts, the more I let God show up. And the more I see God show up, the more I see what I'm capable of. So commitment is imperative. When did you find out, Ryan? When you was committed to your thing, bro?
I've been committed to several things for a while. Finding myself. I've been pretty committed to that. Us losing our father at a young age. I didn't make the best choices. And I was pretty committed to that. I was committed to just weak thinking. Low level thinking, low energy thinking. My thought process, I was so committed to it that it was not enough energy within me to take action to change it, because I was so committed to my thoughts being a particular way. Finding myself was a big deal. And that's a lifelong thing, because I'm continuing to evolve, but I feel like I'm a lot closer than I used to be. I'm starting to see my strength from my commitment in my concrete work. I can look at my concrete work the way you've looked at your painting, right? And I remember not even understanding why God placed me in concrete. And the very guy that I met knew someone else that worked with our grandfather in concrete.
Right, yeah, because they do run in the family.
Right. And so that was something I didn't know.
Both ends. That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Until I fell into it. But when that commitment happened, I went from working for somebody else to now doing things for myself. And those things were only able to happen because of my commitment to the craft. My speaking is still a commitment to the craft. You know what I'm saying? That is a continuous learning curve that my mentor continuously puts me in the position of facing things to make me better in my speaking, because there's value and power in my gift.
But I have to cultivate that through commitment.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And so I really felt that commitment was a good thing because it's something that I'm even dealing with, even on a personal level of my speaking and getting back into full-fledged speaking and my commitment in that, you know. So I'm really happy we talking about this, and actually you've made me look at some things even in the little bit that you said that I could probably rearrange and be more of an asset to myself by being more committed to my craft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it be researching, trying out things, changing variations in my voice, the way that I speak just naturally, whatever it could be, just always seeing how I can fine tune it by being always committed and thinking about it. So that's dope. Being a better father than we got to experience. Yeah. You know, I'm super committed to that. Getting her out of foster care, that kind of changed my commitment, and I probably looked at fatherhood the same way you looked at the beginning part of your paintings. You know, I probably started it and didn't finish it, so I looked incomplete. You feel me? Like maybe I did it weekends, but I wasn't full weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I might have did Friday to Sunday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it wasn't as prevalent. Right. You know what I'm saying? So to be now in this position of being a full-time father, that commitment is every day. You know what I'm saying? So I see my power in fatherhood because my commitment is different. I see my value and my position of being able to implement things in my daughter's life because of my commitment, which is extremely deep for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the things that a lot of our people really disrespect or don't even honor is the commitment they have to bettering themselves. It's not going to always be easy. It's not going to be sweet, but it is necessary.
It's necessary. It's hard. It's challenging. It's the most challenging. Thing. Yeah, it's the most challenging thing that I've ever done.
When we talk about, you know, challenging yourself and facing yourself, most people be like, all right, this is where I leave.
It's a challenge. It's hard.
Because I don't even know who I'm going to turn into and what he's into. I've built so much of my life around being committed to what I thought everybody else was into. What everybody else told me was the thing to be or the thing to do, or this is the way to act, and being committed to that way of thinking and being trapped in that you're so scared to even try something else that is outside of that realm because of your commitment.
Your commitment to what doesn't serve you. Yeah. The more you commit yourself to what doesn't serve you, the more the energy is flowing in that direction. The more resistant.
The interesting thing that, like you said, that's you. The commitment, right? Like, if you're not committed to bettering yourself, you are outright telling yourself to be committed to either staying stagnant.
Because you're going to commit to something.
You're going to commit to something.
Right. And this world wants you to commit to that which distracts you from your power. It wants to commit you to self-destruction. And so if you don't consciously choose, and a lot of times our childhood does not position us to naturally be that.
Yep.
So if not, like most people, you have to consciously make that decision. Because if not, the world teaches you, the world conditions you to go against your true self. Yes. And so you have to make a oh God. You have to be
Turn
committed.
your volume off on the side.
I never thought of that. Hold on.
Just on the side.
Well, it don't recognize it until I
You gotta play with your phone.
Boo shakalaka.
You gotta play with your phone. There's so many things you can do with that.
You have to, and just to speak on self-development, I've been on this journey since I was like 24, and when I say it's a up and down, up and down, up and down, like it's so challenging to go against this character that you have unconsciously created, and you realize that character doesn't serve you. And now, in order for you to live the life that you desire, you now have to change that. You have to consciously choose different thoughts and different decisions, so that you can change the energy. Because if not, you're going to naturally choose things that actually go against you. And but this thing is like living in fear, living in insecurity. You see how much that takes from life, how much that takes from you. And in order to move into something different, you have to choose something different. Like you have to, because I've experienced so much fear in my life, like obsessive fear. And because that's how I was feeling, that's how I was thinking, I accidentally committed myself to it. So I stood my ground on fear. I stood my ground on insecurity, and it created a narrative in my head that I stood by, that I made sure reflected off of me, like just that fear and that pain. It's like that energy attracted me to situations because I wasn't choosing. I wasn't challenging myself to be aligned with the life that I desire. And that's hard to say yes to challenging yourself because you want the life that you truly desire. What do you have a difficulty with when it comes to challenging yourself? Because I know it ain't all easy.
No, most of it is difficult.
Yeah.
The vast majority of it is difficult. I think the only time it is truly difficult is when we are trying to change or combat a narrative within our mind that has become concrete. You feel me? Yeah. When we are trying to move into a different space that we've never been in before, sometimes we have a habit or a commitment level within our mind that kind of creates friction. And so I think one of the big things for me is when people don't always do or treat me the way I want to be treated, that I still have a commitment to myself of how I choose to react to it. You know what I'm saying? How I choose to deal with that thing. Yeah. If we talk about even like Christ for just a second, it's like, to me, it's more important to have like the commitment of the mindset of like, no matter what the outside world or someone else does to me, I've committed myself to this type of mindset that regardless of what happens to me, that I am not going to throw myself in that hole by the way that I think. I don't have to get into the hole by the way that they treat me, but I will get into the hole by the way that I think about the way that they treat me. Right? And so for me, I just find it so empowering that I see my real control that I have in being able to commit myself to just staying locked in, bro.
Yeah.
Just really just staying locked in. And if we're really all the way real about it, commitments form habits. Whatever your commitment is, it creates a habit that literally lives around that thought process. Everything. That's a really deep conversation.
It's very deep.
Yeah, but literally your habits through the whole circle of your life will be centered around how you think about things.
It's all about your thoughts.
What you choose to eat, how you drive, how you choose to dress, your friends, who you choose to be cool with, where you travel, where you see what you consider beauty. It's just so many things. How if we open ourselves up to one thing, how we become blind to another. And so I just want to be committed to always remaining open and not being closed by my own narrow thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really been really focused on my commitment level in my personal life, in my relationships, in myself, in my daughter. How can I bring the biggest amount of commitment in value that I can bring to everything? You know what I'm saying? And so what I seen happen for you, you so committed to your craft that you won't even go to an award show that could potentially be exposure, so to speak, for yourself.
You know,
and in that sense, you've created your, and me and my mentor was talking about exposure, but you've created your own exposure, and your own exposure was to the level enough to where you didn't have to go to the award show and still win the award because of the work and commitment you were willing to put into your own exposure.
You know, what I think it is I'm authentic. You know, I'm me. You feel me? And I'm committed to showing me. Like really making myself vulnerable, putting myself out there and showing me, you know, I feel like I commit to that. And I really, I walk to my own thing. I do my own thing. I vibe in my way. And I feel like people feel that. You feel me? And I feel like that's impactful because I believe everyone desires to be authentic, to really stand in their truth, to represent that unapologetically. You know, yeah, I feel like I've practiced that, you know, and when it comes to the award show, honestly, that's another topic because my spiritual journey, my journey with myself and my commitment with myself, you know, and what I've gone through that really made me say I have to commit to myself is what I created within myself, the different energies, the fear, all these different things that actually play a part in how I move. You know, I don't go certain places, do certain things sometimes because I know it's going to make me uncomfortable. It's going to be a triggering thing for me. And so that, you know, just my journey and what has happened and the things that I've collected, I'm aware of those things. And I want to make sure I position myself in a place that allows me to grow, and it doesn't hinder me. You know, I feel like my studio, my space, my easel, my canvas, that's a benefit. My paint, that benefits me. You feel me? Me doing other things that really don't fit into what benefits me, like it doesn't serve me, I don't really have an interest. You know, because I know how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to be inspired to think in those environments. You feel me? And that doesn't make me feel good. It's not fulfilling. But when I create a piece, yeah, if even not even finishing it, if I'm just doing a piece and I'm liking it, how much fulfillment I get out of that.
That's real.
You know what I mean? Like, and the more you do that, the easier commitment gets. Because it's easier to commit when you say yes, when you do it. And when you do it, it's a journey. You got to understand that it is a journey. And in order for you to get to where you're working to get to, you have to respect the journey. And understand that it's not just going to be all easy, peaches and cream right out the gate. You got to go that back and forth, that tug of war. You got to slip up, mess up, fall, hurt, scrape your knee, but you got to get back up and do it. That may happen again. It may happen again, but you have to get up and do it. That's commitment. Commitment is not easy. Commitment doesn't come easy. Commitment comes when you fall and you have to say, I'm going to get up. And the way you get up is, how are you talking to yourself? When you fall, when you do something that does not benefit you or does not make you feel, how do you talk to yourself?
How do you respond? Yeah,
because how you talk to yourself, how you respond internally will determine how you respond externally.
So before we end this amazing show, this was a really dope show. I'm glad we waited because I don't know if it would have been.
No, everything's perfect.
Yeah,
everything's perfect.
Let's give 3 things that people can do to change their commitment level.
Okay, I'll give one right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm all about.
You already really just did.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it again.
When you don't do something that really.
Yeah, just I'm all about thinking. I'm all about what is your thought. So, just working on being aware of what you're thinking about. Especially towards the things that you want to do in life, the things that you actually want to be committed. How are you thinking about those things?
I got a cleanse called the Soul Warrior Cleanse that literally makes you aware of how you thinking.
What?
Yes.
What?
I got a course.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Soul Warrior Cleanse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I dig it.
And
Check
it
out.
literally teaches you how to be aware of how you think. But anyway,
And that's
ask me about
important.
That. Ask me about that. Message me or something. I can get that to you.
That's
But
important.
anyway,
That's super.
I think another thing to stay committed, thing to do to stay committed, is be aware of what you do in your free time. I know people have to go to work. We have responsibilities, but check out what you're doing in your free time that helps build your momentum to making that thing the thing you can do all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I have watched you do is say, man, even when you're doing something else, even it could be a family gathering. I've watched this dude. It could be Christmas, Thanksgiving. Look, I've watched this dude after he eat. He out. Look, we could be having a good time. It could be a whole family. Like, our family don't get around too much. It ain't too big. So when we do, we like to chill a little bit. This nigga, I'm eating. I'm gonna say a couple things, and I'm out. Like, I'm staying locked in. And so just being aware of what you're doing with your free time.
Right.
Are you getting too wrapped up in the free time, or even in free time, are you still thinking about your craft?
Right.
And being committed to that.
Okay, that's good. I would say another is make sure you know your why. You know, why are you doing it? Yeah. Why? Is it in you? Is it in your heart? Are you doing it because you just see other people doing it around you and you think it's cool? You got to figure out your why, and you got to spend time with your why, because you want yourself to be connected emotionally to your why, because the more you're connected emotionally to it, the more you're going to move towards that thing. You're going to move according to it. Sometimes we have the reason, but the reason doesn't have enough energy to inspire our feet to move. Yeah. So it's like, why are you doing it? And spend time with that why. Allow yourself to feel that why. Meditate on that why, because that why it helps you be committed. It helps you continue to say yes.
Yeah. That's dope. Another one. Let me give another one in. Try out building small habits to start. Maybe blocking out some time every day to focus on just what it is that you could do to better yourself. Like, the more you focus on bettering yourself, the closer you can become to being aware of your purpose. But there's no way to find your purpose if you haven't built the commitment of bettering and finding yourself. So if we focus on just primarily just taking a couple hours, don't make it too daunting, just a couple hours every day of what things that do I consciously know right now that I can see right now in my space that I'm in right now, what things I can change and be committed to changing right now. And if you become committed to those things, more things to challenge yourself will appear. But if you never get in the game, you never know how to play it. So this is an amazing episode of Personal Development Junkies with Ryan S. Harvey the Great.
And Warren Styles Harvey.
We'd like to appreciate and say thank you for watching this episode.
Word up.
And we are going to continue to give you more.
For sure. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. You gotta